Hey, good evening, guys. Today I have something new to give you guys a look at. This is the Bosch GTC 400C Professional Thermal Imaging Camera. Came in the new style L box. It did not come with the drill or the laser measure. I put that in there after the fact. It came with the insert, and the insert seems like that's a nice perfect fit. So I'm assuming maybe they planned on keeping that in there. It came with one 12-volt battery. I put the extra 6 amp hour 12-volt battery in there as well. So a thermal imaging this just does all sorts of interesting things for you. You have a little viewfinder cover you take off before you use the tool. You have a port for a micro SD to transmit or transfer your data from the tool to your laptop or your smartphone, whatnot. Before we get into the tool, it does not have the Bluetooth capability because it records so much data. Bluetooth is not capable of transmitting that much at one time, so it emits its own Wi-Fi hotspot, and then you can connect via Wi-Fi to the tool and download your pictures and your information that way. So we'll get to that. So our window's up, and the camera takes a second to acclimate, and then there you go. So we have a thermal image of the toolbox there. Now, if you can't really make out what you're looking at, you've got all sorts of different views. So there we've put more of the digital picture into the thermal camera. So then you can switch it to a smaller thermal and then the digital around it, and then increase it, so on and so forth. Then we can go from the standard thermal to a more, I'm not sure exactly what this mode of, at least color, just a different color scheme, I suppose. And then you have your infrared, kind of like what you might see on a police helicopter. Then we have a light thermal and a more intense thermal view. So you can, let's go back to our, so if we want to see that battery's red, well, it's got a lot of energy built up in it, so it's a lot warmer. And if you take a look at the different bullseyes that are kind of floating around, they're always measuring the coldest temperature in the view, the highest temperature, and then the intermediate temperature. And you can switch those and change those to whatever you'd like as far as personal settings. Now, we can freeze the thermal view. So for instance, if I just want to, I'll take this Mountain Dew bottle, and there's our Mountain Dew bottle. So looks pretty cold. Now I can freeze the thermal there so it'll stay, and then if I bring another object, say like my hand, into the camera, it doesn't change the thermal temperatures over on our objects. So that's a nice little setting. You can hold thermal images. So there I'm holding it, and then it'll just basically freeze it, and then you can decide if you want to save it or if you want to discard it. You can save up to 500 pictures or images, if you will, with the tool. And it's just an amazing, it's an amazing piece of equipment. Now, this is always interesting when you have a map gas torch, and so I would say the camera, it's one very sensitive and very high-end digital readout. So that's the GTC 400C thermal imaging camera by Bosch Professional.